Hey, Walker Vikings. This is Mrs. Brown, your principal. I'm just here with a couple of tips on organization. Several of you are having trouble keeping up with your online classes and making sure that you get everything done. And I was talking with some teachers and some parents, and even my son who took online classes for a couple of years. And we talked about it and thought, you know what? It's time to go a little old school. You may or may not remember, but when you went through the textbook distribution line, you were given a planner, a good old fashioned planner. And hopefully you still have that. If you don't, dig it up, find it. You can use any calendar or theoretically any piece of paper. If you need another planner, let us know. We have some extras laying around that we would be happy to share with you because we know this is a really useful tool. And so, one of the most important things when taking an online class is organization. It's making sure that you know what you need to do and when to do it. So, one of the things that we had you do first was arrange your classes on your screen in order by period so you knew what period to do. We talked about looking in the upcoming, so seeing what upcoming things and looking on the calendar. Our teachers created a week at a glance for every single one of your classes so you could see what's coming up for each week in all of your classes. And that's great. But that's still a little disjointed because you have 7 classes. And while you're in that class, you probably remember what you need to do for that class, but then you move on and go to the next class. And it's hard to remember, wait, what did I need to do for that other class now that I'm in this next class? And so that's when it's time to go old school. And some of you may choose to do this electronically. You may want to create an electronic to-do list or an electronic calendar of your own, and that's perfectly fine. I'm going to show you my old school way of doing things. So here you go. We're going to use the planner that you all have, a tool you can all use. So I'm just going to give you a quick glance at my planner and show you what it looks like. This is my planner, and I'm going to show it to you a little better on the screen here. So let me just switch screens so you can get a good look at the planner. Here it is. There is my planner, all color coded for you by period, so you can see all 7 periods, what it looks like. And this is what I am suggesting that you do. Parents, this is one way you can support your kids, and you can do this with them. So what I suggest is you take the time to figure this out for the week, whether you do it early Monday morning before your classes start, whether you do it at the end of each class on Monday or you do it at the end of the day on Monday. But I suggest you do it on Mondays so that way you're prepared for the whole week. And you sit down and you plan out your week. And so this is what I do. I start by doing the things that I know every single week. I know that I'm going to have my live classes. So I go in and I put in my times for my live class and I highlight those in yellow because that's when I know I need to be live. I also know that on Tuesday and Thursdays, I have a check-in assignment or discussion or form that I'm going to have to do. So I put those for each period on Tuesday and Thursday and I highlight those in blue because I know that I have to submit those every Tuesday and Thursday for every single period. I also know that on Tuesdays and Thursdays, second period, I have Check and Connect live. So I put that in and I highlight that in orange. Those are things that I know I have every week without fail. No matter what, those are happening every week. Then I go through each class and I look at the week and I go through my week at a glance in the folders and I look for what is it that I'm going to be doing each day and what is it that I need to submit. Anything that needs to be submitted gets highlighted in green. So that way I know submit. Don't make sure I submit. What is the due date? When does it need to be submitted? So you'll see all of the green things need to be submitted. There are a lot of things on here you can see that aren't green. There are still things I need to do, but they don't necessarily need to be submitted. So I make sure that I know what needs to be submitted, and I make sure I know when it needs to be submitted because I've written it down in here. So for example, I like to give the example of here in my Spanish class, we're doing presentations in class, and I should be working on my Yo Soy project, my benchmark review, and my discussions all week. I should be doing my Quizlet reviews and my vocabulary because I'm going to be completing my first quarter assessment, and so I need to make sure I'm redoing my review so I can do that because my project is due on Friday. So I should be working on that project all week. So I wrote that in each day. My discussion is also due on Friday. So I should be working on that a little bit each week because a discussion is not just usually a one-day thing. It's usually I answer a question, then somebody responds to me, and then I respond to them. And so I need to make sure that I finished and submitted my discussion by Friday. My benchmark review is also due on Friday. Now I can submit it sooner because this is where I need to know this is actually needed to be done on Thursday, and the review is due by Friday, but I should have been working on it on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, so I'm ready to submit this on Thursday because that's when the actual test is, but I can submit the actual review by Friday. So hopefully I've done it here and I can actually submit it on Wednesday because I'm ready for Thursday. But final deadline is Friday. So I have that here. In this class, I'll notice that every single one of my classes, I have an exit ticket due. So I need to make sure that at the end of my live class, I submit that exit ticket. So that's really, really important that I submit that. In this class, you'll notice that I get a lesson on understanding tables and graphs, and I do practice. I finish my slides in my notebook. Then I get a graphic practice assignment. I work on that assignment on Thursday, and I submit it on Friday. So everything leads up to that submission. Here in this history class, I enroll in turnitin.com. I read the Jamestown DBQ here. I have a discussion on that DBQ here. I read the next story, Slavery Comes to a New World, and then I work on and submit my Jamestown paragraph on turnitin.com that I enrolled in and Schoology while I'm still working on Slavery Comes to a New World that I just read and I'm discussing in class, and then I'm submitting that here on Thursday. So you can see I read, I discuss, I submit. I read, I discuss, I submit, and now I'm just doing a new reading here on Friday. And so it has a very real pattern, and I'm recognizing that that teacher has set up that pattern for me here. Here, I'm being introduced to the elements of plot. I have a discussion on that, on this Mysteries of Harris Burdick. I complete the diagram that we started yesterday. I do my rough draft here. I do a discussion of sensory words. I submit that final paragraph. We review dialogue, do some group practice, and then turnitin.com practice. So as you can see, everything is building. My teachers are setting up patterns for me that I may not have been noticing. In math, I'm doing lesson 3, activity 3.1, and then I'm submitting. Activity 3.2, and then I'm submitting. Activity 3, 3.3, and I'm just doing slides 14 and 15. My teacher's giving me help on the math desk on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I can get help there. So my teachers are really trying to make things be in a very distinct pattern. And when I lay it out like this in my planner, I can see those patterns. But when I'm just going into each class and just clicking on Monday and just clicking on Tuesday, I'm not seeing those patterns. So laying it out like this is extremely important. So this is my tip for you for being successful in an online class is creating your schedule for the week. And I suggest you do this every single week. Come up with your own color coding system. And then as you complete each thing, you check it off. And that way parents who are at work can say, did you do everything on your list? You can check it off together and you can say, wow, awesome, great job. And then you know you're taking care of it and you're getting it done and make sure that everything got submitted. So I hope this helps you be successful, Vikings. We want you to do well and have a great experience here at Walker. We're all in this together. You've got this.